Hi all, and welcome to the video. In this one, I'm going to show you how to build a fortress. Right, so as you can see, we are here in the Slog, which is here on the map, on one of my many. Need to connect that one actually. One of my many bases. Now, this got attacked an awful lot, and it was basically because I didn't do anything with it. So in the end, I decided I would invest in a fortress. Now, I'll just use a console command here just to show you. There we go. How this works, and it's not a cheat or even a mod, although I am running some mods. This doesn't involve any of them. So as we run up into the sky here, you can see this is now an extremely well defended settlement. It has two gates, one at the front, and completely perfect straight walls made of the concrete blocks, which can be very problematic to build. So, getting back down to earth, thump, I'll show you how this works. Now, if we'll go somewhere with a bit of space and somewhere a bit more familiar. Alright, so as you can see, here we are in Sanctuary, where I've done some building, and the wall around Sanctuary, effectively, is pretty damn big. So I've done that with the usual boards and scrap walls. Now, if we just nip somewhere with flat ground. Now, let's say this is where we want to build our fortress. So on PC, you hold down the V key by default, go to structures, structures wood, and then floors. You can ignore these extra bits I've got here. They're ramps, which is a mod, but we're not using them, and it doesn't affect what we're trying to do. Now, these concrete blocks, you're probably aware, will sink into ground, and as long as they're touching something, then more or less you can place them anywhere, which is great. So you think, right, okay, we'll try and get a corner going here, and think, well, that looks more or less straight. We drop it, and then, oh no, it's not. And you can get up a lot closer to it, select it, a bit of fettling and faffing around, and there we go. We've got the beginning of a nice straight wall, and of course the other blocks all snap rather nicely, like so. And if we want to make a corner, that's easy enough. Now, the problem a lot of people have is, how do I do another layer? I want to make a wall that's twice as high as that, and of course they don't snap top to bottom. Now, there is a way around it. It's not an exploit or a cheat or anything of the kind. You simply go to this structure. I think it'll work with a couple of them, but this is by far the easiest. And we just snap that on. Now, it has a floor at the bottom. It has a second floor on the top and a ladder to climb up, which can be very useful for building, just using it as scaffold, as you can see there. Now, if we go back to our select window, go back to our concrete blocks, you'll see it's quite easy from any angle. We'll do it from the inside to snap a block there. And as soon as we do, we can then snap a second block and a third. You can hear it snapping there, and again. And there we go. We've got a nice tidy wall. Now then, that's all well and good on a nice flat surface, but what about places like the castle? When you get there, they've got sort of semi-destroyed walls, and what a lot of people do is try and tidy them up. Now, you can, but then you end up with a gap at the bottom because the floor slopes away. So let's imagine this is our floor here. So we start off, we go, oh, well, we'll sink down a bit, and then I'll carry on like this, and yeah, this all looks good. And oh, I've got a bit of a gap down there. Oh god, it's a massive gap now. Oh dear me, what am I going to do? And then eventually, as far as we can, I think there's a post blocking it there, so we can't. And we've got this gap. Now, you can, once again, try and get these in, but again, top to bottom, they don't snap. So we simply repeat the same procedure again. We go to the block, and this time we get it to latch on there. Now as soon as we've done that, we can go back to our structures. We can go back to the shack floor again, and you can see it'll snap there. And once that one's in, then this one and even this one snapped. And there we go. We have a hermetically sealed wall all the way down to the ground, running at a desired height to where we wanted it up here. Now, once that's built, believe it or not, if you select just one of those blocks, I suggest doing this from as far away as you can, say about there. Now, if you hold down the E key, you can see they all now highlight. I've let go of the E key, but I now picked up the entire structure. Now, be careful with this, because if you've built a huge wall and it classes them as all connected like this is, then what can happen is you will pick up your entire structure and you might crash the game if you overload your graphics card. So be a little careful with that. So you could do it like that and have your wall there. Easy peasy? Seems it, doesn't it? So yeah, there's a couple of tips for getting nice straight walls. And this does work in many places. So you could build that wall and drop it into place in the walls at the castle, which is the one we all want to repair, but it is difficult as, of course, the castle is hectagonal and not square. Okay, folks, bye for now.